Hi and welcome to another of my Oppo's 31 Days of Christmas. I'm Natalie and one of the trustees, and I hope our daily videos this December raise a little awareness on some of the struggles of living with PTSD. I'm going to give an insight into living with this illness throughout this pandemic. The person who wrote this has chosen to remain anonymous. I was diagnosed with PTSD a little over a year ago. I was just coming to terms with being ill when lockdown struck. I knew I was messed up but refused to accept it. I felt like the illness made you weak and almost pathetic in the eyes of other people, so tried to avoid admitting it at all costs. My day-to-day life before lockdown was lockdown. That is how sad my life was. You avoid situations, you avoid people, you avoid the public, you avoid the work Christmas dues. You just want to be home and pray you don't get reminded on what messed your brain up all those years ago. The reason I messaged this new charity was to simply say this: when you're feeling down with having to restrict your lives for a year, remember there are poorly people walking around having lived lockdown for years. And the even sadder thing is, it will continue for us years after Boris releases you. Try to bear this in mind when you stare at people like me when we walk into Tesco without a mask on. When I'm choosing what bread to have and people are diving around me like I've just rolled in something bad. The sad thing is, if people knew, I'm almost certain they wouldn't act like this, but it's as simple as this. There's no cast on my arm, people can't see the illness. People just see someone breaking the rules and treat us like we're walking around with 5 heads. But you have no idea how many hours of build-up and preparation it has taken for people like me to simply leave the house. Let alone get in the car, and on top of that being watched as you approach the store, knowing everyone inside is judging you. Because of this, for me personally, my anxiety is through the roof. I hate the fact I'm scared to leave the house. I hate the fact I'm scared to answer the door. And on the random 1 in a 30-day chance, I have woken up feeling positive and actually managed to go to the shop. I hate the fact everyone is watching me and judging me just as I do my shopping. Since lockdown, I feel even more like an alien than I did before. It's not just me at war with myself anymore, it's the public as well. Depression has taken on a life of its own. When I am alone at home, I've found myself looking at things that would support my weight, looking for an easy way out. Then I look at a picture of my children and my wife and I snap out of it. I know if I told anyone about this, I know for certain that the people in Tesco would no longer judge. It's just they aren't aware, and that's the reason for this post. Drinking has increased massively. I'm chasing that quick fix separation from reality. I know deep down drinking is the worst thing I can do because it just adds to this cycle, but at the time you don't care. I know this group is new, so I'm hoping they post this. On the off chance they do, if the post helps just one person, it would have been worth it. This illness needs to be advertised, made aware of, and more importantly, support needs to be there. That's why causes like this are amazing. The point I gave to my counsellor a few months ago is this: this doesn't start at 9 and end at 5. It wakes you up screaming, and that's if you've even fallen asleep. Those are some hard-hitting words, and we commend the honesty and bravery of the person who wrote this. One of the main lessons to learn from this person's pain is to be kinder to each other, and don't be so quick to judge what someone is doing. The truth is, you never know what someone is going through, and so keep your judgments to yourself and support those who you see that are being abused or bullied. Thank you for listening, and stay safe this Christmas and be kind whenever you can.